Neiman, Brian Wilson, Mary Catherine Ham, today's newsmakers, and you, the Morning Majority. 105.9 FM, AM 630. WMAL.
It is 8:07 on the Morning Majority. Brian Wilson here, along with Brian Neiman, Mary Catherine Ham. We are tackling the tough issues of the day and bringing newsmakers and analysts on to give you straight from the shoulder reading of what's going on in the world. And among those that we turn to regularly is one Tucker Carlson, the editor-in-chief of the Daily Caller, an all-round good guy. Tucker, how are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm proud to be turned to regularly. Thank you.
Well, hey, listen, let's just get right to the big story that everybody's talking about. What do you think about this Herman Cain thing and these accusations that have come out yesterday from this woman who held a press conference standing beside Gloria Allred?
Honestly, I think it's shocking. I mean, I have mixed feelings about sexual harassment. It's hard to believe that anybody should ever be punished for saying something, but this was not sexual harassment that she described. It was sexual assault. Right. I don't know if it's true, but I know that she was describing something that if it happened to my daughter, I'd shoot the guy who did that. I mean, that's completely over the top. And she said it on camera. Again, she could be lying, but it's hard not to take it very seriously, whereas the other allegations I didn't take seriously. Right? If someone hits on you and you don't like it, tell them to buzz off. If someone physically grabs you, that's in a different universe, as far as I'm concerned.
I was just telling Neiman that my proof, if I was involved in an incident like this, would be the contemporaneous assault report from when I punched him in the face.
You'd kick his ass. I mean, I just memo to creeps out there. Mary Catherine Ham, not someone you want to try to manhandle. No, I'm actually not kidding at all. I think you would do that.
All right, but if you flip that pancake over, you could say, well, if this happened, why didn't she make a complaint to somebody about it? Okay. Why didn't she go public with it at that time?
I don't know the answer to that. I'm just saying that a pretty believable-looking woman got on television like that. Look, I like Herman Cain. I just had dinner with him. I think he's a totally charming guy. I agree with almost everything he says. I'm a right-winger and an open-minded person, so I like Herman Cain. But this woman, and I know Gloria Allred was there, and she's a creep, and we all hate Gloria Allred, and okay, fine. But it doesn't change the fact that this woman, who looked like a sort of normal person to me, got up and made very specific allegations and isn't, so far as I know, getting paid by anyone to do so. And it doesn't mean she's telling the truth, but it means, holy smokes, this is a big deal. And for some reason, a lot of my fellow conservatives are content with dismissing it because Gloria Allred was in the room. And I don't think that's sufficient. I really don't. I don't know what Cain's going to say tonight in this press conference from Phoenix, but I'm going to be watching because I'm very bothered by this.
That's my question. What does he need to do? And do you think anything he does is enough?
I think he needs to explain who this woman is, what his relationship with her was, and why he thinks she would say this. And I think he needs to get beyond, the media hate me. Okay, right. Yeah. Look, the liberal media are terrible. We started the Daily Caller because we dislike them so much. I get that. I mean, I'm completely on his side. But that's still, it's not an answer. It's a slogan. It's a bumper sticker. And I'm tired of it. I'm tired of conservatives immediately going to the I hate the media thing, even though I agree, and not answering the question. So I want to hear him say, this woman, I knew her, I didn't know her, I did take her to dinner, I didn't take her to dinner, this never happened, it sort of happened. I mean, what is the answer?
All right, Tucker.
Very specific.
But here's the thing. Every time he has opened his mouth, it has not gone well. They don't seem to be able to get their story straight. Their reaction to this story, they should have had a plan in place because they had 10 days warning that the story was coming. There is even a suggestion that Herman Cain knew back when he was running for the U.S. Senate in 2003, 2004, that indeed this was an issue that would likely come up in his campaign. And yet they didn't have a plan. What makes anyone think that today is going to go any better?
That's a really good point. I mean, here's the bottom line. They're demanding that I take them seriously as a presidential campaign. This is a no-kidding-around election. The country is swirling down the drain, and it's doing so partly because of Barack Obama's lack of leadership. This is a chance to replace Obama. It's not a joke. This is not 1996. This is not one of these minor footnote elections. This is a real election, and Herman Cain is, by some measures, the front runner. He's asking all of us to take him seriously as a potential president. He has to start acting like one, and that's just not sufficient. Being flaky and giving dumb answers and not thinking through what you're talking about, that's not the behavior of someone who's going to be president. It's like way too late for this nonsense.
On the media point of view, here's what I want the media to do, and maybe we should be able to try to be doing this as well. Somebody needs to look at her past and these people who she says she told, including her boyfriend and whoever this mentor is. Need to start digging into finding out if she actually said these things to those people. Was she really there? I think there needs to be just as much of a media scrutiny on her as there is on Herman Cain.
Absolutely. Let's
since she's come forward, yes.
100%. I mean, because look, the bottom line is, if he did this, he should be in jail. He definitely should not be running for president, for sure. I mean, he should be, running for commissary assistant at Leavenworth. I mean, this is like a very serious thing to have done to somebody if, in fact, he did it. So I think it's worth reporting out. There's no question. She apparently was on morning shows this morning. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, she again making very strong argument that she's not lying. She is telling the truth, and it indeed happened, and she's angry that it's been denied.
It's a big deal. And again, I have no idea if it's true. I hope it's not, but it's certainly not enough to say Gloria Allred's a creep. Of course Gloria Allred's a creep. Do you know what I mean? The sun rises in the east. It's axiomatic, but it doesn't prove anything.
All right.
What do you think of the recent report that Romney, speaking of slight flakiness, Romney won't show up for the center seat on special report?
Oh, I think it's unbelievable. I mean, you should see the email exchange I've had with his campaign lately about getting an interview. It's hilarious. It's like the same parade of 22-year-old power-drunk staffers you see on every campaign. But it's the most evasive group of people I've dealt with in the last, 3 presidential cycles.
He's been defiant in debates. Why not just man up? Sorry, go ahead.
No, they just look. They don't want any scrutiny. They decide, we're just going to step back and let everyone else destroy one another. And that's not leadership. I mean, I hope the scrutiny turns quickly to Mitt Romney. We're certainly going to be putting some scrutiny on Mitt Romney. We should. He's a presumptive frontrunner. He's a presumptive nominee, and he deserves a lot of attention.
All right. Well, Tucker, it's good to have you on always. I know.
You got me wound up.